Hey guys, Steve Welch here with Beeman Toyota in Nashville here. Behind me here, I have the all-new Toyota Crown, all right? Toyota Crown is a redesign. It's really taken the place of the Avalon. At least that's kind of the market it's really gone for. This one's in magnetic gray, and this one is a limited. All right, so you have 3 trim levels. You have your XLE, you have your limited, and you have your platinum. They are all hybrid and all-wheel drive. So no matter which one you get, you're going to have those things be standard. Now the platinum does have the new Max hybrid, which does offer a little bit more horsepower, but you're going to see this one is not lacking in any way. So I'll show you your key. Your key does look like this. So that is something that is a really, I mean, it's got a little bit of heft to it, a little bit of weight to it. So it's a nice looking key. I will note that if you look out here, you can see that you can lock or unlock your vehicle on all 4 doors. So that sensor that will lock or unlock your vehicle is on all 4 doors. That is something that is that's pretty nice. So no matter which door you grab, you'll be able to unlock that vehicle, right? So now this one's only got your paint protection film and mud guards as options. So this is about as base as you can get it when you come to the limited. And you're gonna see base doesn't mean that it doesn't have anything on it, because it has a lot on it. So mechanical and performance, of course, you've got electronic power steering. You have an electronically controlled CVT transmission. Like I said, it is a hybrid, so you do have that, of course. So independent McPherson strut front suspension with stabilizer bar, multi-link rear suspension with the stabilizer bar as well. And I do want to mention that I'm doing this as part of the TTLS, the Toyota Trim Level series, where I go over the cars from the front to the back. I am master certified in everything Toyota. I do try to make sure that I'm the authority when it comes to knowing things about these cars. This one is very new, so I am using some trusty notes here from Toyota to try to make sure that I give you all the information on it. I do have a video that was out as well that shows you the initial press release of the Crown, and I'll link this at the end so that you guys can take a look at that initial press release and see what you guys think when it comes to the Toyota Crown and which one is the right one for you. So but once again, kind of getting back to the notes here, your turning circle diameter, so curb to curb, is 38 feet. So you turn the wheel all the way one way, you're going to be 38 feet to all the way around the outside. It is a pretty tight turning radius for you. So you have a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder hybrid, of course. It is a super low emissions vehicle, of course. Nickel metal hydride battery, drive modes equal, normal, and sport drive modes. You do have additional drive modes when you go to the platinum, so if you want to go up that level, you do have additional drive modes on that. 19-inch tires, so your tires and rims, of course, are 19-inch. It's a machine finished 2-tone alloy. Your high solar absorbing glass, your daytime running lights are all LED. Everything's LED on this vehicle. Overall height is 60.6, overall width is 72.4. So if you do need to put it in your garage, that will take into account things like the mirrors and things like that, right? The overall length is 196.1. Your ground clearance is 5.8, so that is actually really nice to have that much ground clearance on a car. And that's why you're almost to the CUV, to the crossover when you come to this car. It gives you additional headroom. It is a lot more roomy. Like I said, reminiscent of how the Avalon was, just it feels like there's more room on the inside of it. So now we're gonna kind of go into the interior here, and I'm going to show you some things on the interior. I do want to point out this too. So you have your sensors on the front and back. So you have those. Those are a good thing for safety, of course, that you're not going to bump into something. Do also want to show you blind spot monitor in the mirrors. That is really. So I'm going to show you here real quick. Your power seat over here, you have your lumbar. Don't have lumbar on the passenger side, but you do have a 6-way passenger side. So what that means is that you can actually lift your passenger side seat and lower your passenger side seat if you need it to go higher or lower to to accommodate a taller or a shorter passenger. That is really sweet, right? So it's nice that it can take care of you guys, right? So just kind of taking a look at the inside here. I'll kind of move some things. You can see heated and cooled front seats. These things are really nice. The big screen, 12.3 screen. I'm going to go ahead and hit the push to start button here. All of them will be push to start, so that is very good. You can also see how you can set your phone down here. It goes down into this cubby, which is pretty deep, and that's where your charge will happen. So it's got little things in there that'll help to hold it. USB-C's over here if you need those, of course. Brake hold. This is your traction control. Parking brake is right here, but it's automatic. Drive modes to switch to sport. You can see I went to sport up there, you know, and go down to eco, and then it's pretty easy to switch here. EV modes down here. Looks a little different on how you shift. So if you put your foot on the brake, you'll see you have to go over and then back, and then you're gonna hit your drive. Reverse is over and up, and then just hold over. That's your neutral. Hit this for park. So that's how the system works to actually drive the car. But you can see heated seats here, cooled seats here, of course. Your auto, you have this right here is auto on your heated steering wheel, or you can actually go into manual. So that's a really sweet feature too. So you can just set it to auto and it'll do what it needs to do. You can turn off the back seat heat and air. Like I said, heating and cooling for the front seats, of course, and dual climate control on either side. Your AC right there, of course. Recirc is right there. Auto rain sensing wipers. Like I said, this is not something that is an option on this car. It's actually standard in your limited here. You can see that. This should be your heated windshield wipers right there. You can see everything on your steering wheel for your volume and things with the radio. Cruise control of that. You're going to have Safety Sense 3.0 on here. So let me kind of go back over my notes here a little bit while you're looking at this 12.3 digital dash as well. So same size as your radio screen, you have that digital dash. Full speed dynamic radar cruise control. Your cruise control will take you all the way to a stop. If you have that cruise control set, and then you have lane departure here, right? And then you've got your cruise control is right here, and it'll usually say unavailable. You have to shift into drive, so you can't set the distance until that, but you have 4 distances that you can actually set. So you have a little bit further of a distance you can set with this particular Safety Sense. It's even better than the old, right? So heated ventilated front seats, your power windows up and down, and we'll have a caveat from somebody saying hi there. Looks like that might be maybe Delta. Yeah, so you have 4 USB-C ports, and 2 are in the front and 2 are in the rear. I'll show you those in here in just a second. Smart key system on all doors with push button start, remote keyless entry with lock, of course. Then your extendable sun visors. You also have the ability, if you see up here, you have a microphone that's up here on both sides. If you ask, "Hey Toyota,
what do you want to do?"
Cancel. Then you can go into your Toyota system. You can ask it to do about anything you want to. It's just easier to say cancel at this point, but you can do radio station stuff. Sometimes, and I'll try this one. "Hey Toyota. Hey Toyota.
What do you want to do?"
Set passenger temperature to 72.
Setting the passenger seat temperature to 72 degrees.
So it just switched this to 72 degrees. So you can see that you can do things like that. You don't have to sit over here and try to change things, anything like that. If you hit sync, now I've just put it back over, but you can see there's a lot of things you can do just by asking for them. So I always tell people in these new systems, I don't even know everything they'll do, and it is over the air updatable. So they could be adding things left and right, and just because it doesn't work today, don't mean that it won't work tomorrow. So definitely pay attention to that, and hey, try it. See what you can get. Even if you have a different vehicle, try it. As long as it's the new system, it might work, right? So audio multimedia. So this has the JBL standard. You can see the JBL sound right here. So that is standard 11 speaker audio, including the subwoofer and the amplifier, of course. Your Toyota Care is included as long as you're not in the Southeast region. That's your oil changes for the first 2 years, 25,000 miles, and all your services. Then you have roadside assistance. You also have your SOS button that's up there with a trial on there. I believe the trial on this one is 10 years, or as long as the 4G system holds out, right? So that's there. Now I also want to show you, if you hit open here, you'll see you do have a panoramic sunroof up top. That panoramic sunroof does not open. So if you're asking, does it open? The answer is no. Just in case you were asking, and in case you wondered, that is your answer. So anyway, but yeah, I kind of like that, right? So you also have 8 airbags, including your driver, passenger, all those airbags. If you get hit, you're in a big pillow, I think. So it's kind of with all these airbags around us here. Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, like I said, pre-collision system, driver and front passenger, whiplash lessening seats, collision sensors that will deactivate the battery. So if you have a collision, it will deactivate the battery. So it senses that, so there's not an issue with the battery still sending out any kind of a charge. Then you also have your rear seat reminder, which is something you can shut off if you want to. Star safety system, which has been on Toyota for a while, but it is one of the best systems out there. Anti-theft system, of course, so you don't have the problem some of those other vehicles have with people that like to take them for test drives without your permission. You know, so backup camera with your dynamic grid lines, of course. Part of your safety sense, of course, you also have your pedestrian detection, your full speed dynamic radar cruise control, your lane departure alert, lane tracing, automatic high beams, road sign assist. It will show you what the speed limit is, stop, yield, do not enter, and that's all updatable for the road signs as well. I believe it also shows pedestrian crossing now. Things like that will actually show up as well. So you also have your energy absorbing steering column. You have airplanes that fly overhead. Might have just saw that one. Who we got? Where you at? United. All right, we got United saying hi. All right, we've cleared 2 of them now. Anyway, so yeah, those are kind of the notes that that Toyota kind of allows me to print there. I'll show you a few more things here. We'll kind of look inside. You can see you also have your USB down there. That USB will actually connect to the radio. So things like CarPlay and that, if you don't want to use wireless CarPlay, you have to connect to it in there. But you've also got this down here. But just remember that if you try to plug it in here, these do not connect to the radio. So if you're trying to connect your phone, these will be high-speed chargers. That will connect to your phone, but it will not charge it as fast. Got that? Good. Okay. So what we're gonna do next, like I said, I've got everything right there. This is all customizable up here. I mean, it's really sweet how all this stuff works, and you can go through and you can change settings, and you can go through different modes and stuff like that. I did a full workup on this type system for the Corolla hot hatch, and it's the same type of system. It sets the same way, so a little bit different when you got like the hybrid ability, but it does work to set the same way. So definitely look for that one too. I can link that as well. I'll try to put a couple of those in the description, as well as the end screen there for you guys if you prefer, right? So now what's next, right? Well, let's go to the back seat, because there's even more back here. So like I said, you guys have a lot to know when it comes to this car. So first off, you see that subwoofer in the back. If you can hear when you get out of this car, you ain't doing it right. All right, so you have your LED lights over here in the back. You can pull this down, center console, lift that up. I mean, it's just really nice. Your 2 USB ports back here. You've got pockets on the back of both the seats, right? Very nice here. Easy to put a car seat in. Like I always say, if you guys pull these out, put them in a Ziploc and put them in your glove box. Keep them, right? Because people trade in cars all the time and they're like, yeah, I don't know where those went. Well, if somebody don't have a kid, they're gonna want to be able to put those in there, and that just kind of helps you, right? So, but you can see all of the floor mats have ties on them, so they're not going to go anywhere, right? So they all have that. Right here is your vent for your hybrid battery. You always want to make sure that you keep that clear. You're going to see right here is your heated seat for the back. So that's how you turn it on. One on the other side as well, of course. I'm going to go ahead and show us the trunk. I did a measurement video on this as well, but you open the trunk right here. Here's your fuel gauge or your fuel door. You open that. But take a look here and you see where it says Crown right on the back there. Limited, like I said. Backup camera, it's right there. But you can see the inside here. These are your all-weather floor mats. People always ask because I forget to tell you. You know, yeah, that's how it works. So we'll kind of take a look down here. You can see we've got a little hook down here. It says you just lift this up. You do have a spare tire. You can see that down there. It's going to be a donut, of course, but you can see how this goes here. You have the pull for each of your seats. So you pull that, you can come back to the front, and you're gonna be able to grab that headrest and pull those seats down. 60-40 split. In case you're wondering what that is your front license plate. So in case you're wondering, people always ask those little questions, and sometimes it's just easier to tell you. But feel free to comment. You have any questions that I didn't talk about? It's just a very nice looking car. I mean, I don't know of another way to really say it, but you can see you also have your little handle up here to pull that down. And let's see, do we get a new one or do we get a repeat? Oh, we found Southwest. We found Southwest. Hello, Southwest. That's flight. I don't know. It's one of the ones that comes to Nashville. Anyway, but we're gonna look at some of the other stuff here. You see it's got Crown on the sill there. That's not an option, so that's going to be standard, of course. Your seat setting positions are right here. Power folding mirrors. So if you want to fold in your mirrors, you'll see that you can power fold those mirrors in, or you can put it on auto, and then if you put it on auto, whenever you lock it, it's going to do that. Like I said, you can set your seat positions. When you set your seat positions, there is also the ability to set the position to recognize the key of whoever's getting in the car as well. So that's something that's really sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood here, which is always what everybody wants to know, is what looks under the hood. Even those people that have absolutely no idea what they're looking at, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pop this down here. All right, so fans are going, and this engine actually is not turned on, but the fans are turned on. So this is your power for your hybrid. This is your main 4-cylinder engine. This is the same setup as you'll see in something like a RAV4, something like a Camry. It's set up very similar to that. This does have a little bit more power than what those have. But there's your engine. So your engine just fired up, so you can hear it as it needs to. That engine will run without any type of sound dampening. You can tell it's really not that loud, but you can kind of just take a look and see how all that looks under there. That's your 2.5 liter hybrid motor. Now if you come over here, I'll look you at the sticker here. 2.5 4-cylinder, you can see 236 combined system net horsepower. So how does that combine to the or how does that compare to something like a RAV4 or the Camry? The hybrid versions of those have 209. So this is more horsepower than both of those, but it is also a heavier car than both of those. But I tell you what, when you drive this car, I mean, it takes off. I mean, you're going like fast, right? So you feel like you've got a ton of torque, ton of power behind you, and you really do. So but you can kind of see some of the things that are on the window sticker here. Shows your fuel economy, 41 combined, 42 city, 41 highway. So pretty much you're going to get the 40s. That's just, you know, really where you're at, right? So you can see some of this stuff. So where's your MSRP? MSRP is right here, 47,393. That is your MSRP. Some dealerships, I'm sure, will be selling them for more than that, but that is the MSRP. And we got Delta. They just had to come back around for another one. Just wanted to say hi. And they're around there. They're there. They're right there. Anyway, all right. So I love being this close to Nashville International, right? So anyway, but you guys can take a look, see the headlights. Like I said, all LED headlights. Just a very, very beautiful looking vehicle, and I think you guys can agree with that. Very easy. Toyota likes to put these prop rods up here on the hood now, so not sure why, but they've been doing that, and you can hear the difference just by closing the hood. Toyota is very, very good at making sure that their cars are quiet, and you can see right there, that's your protection film. So That is the and then it goes on your mirror caps and stuff. So that's the only option that this one had. So that's not standard. It's the only option that this one had. You can see how your roof looks from the outside. Like I said, that is a glass piece up there. So that is your roof. So hopefully showed you guys about everything that you could want to know on your at least to know if this car is the right car for you. I'm hoping you guys tell me that it is, and I will tell you this one, it's available, right? So I've got 3 of them on the ground available. I got an XLE, 2 limiteds. The other limited is very similar to this, it's just a different color. It's in the heavy metal. This is the magnetic gray. But if you guys are interested in it, feel free to reach out to me at buyatoyotanashville@yahoo.com. buyatoyotanashville@yahoo.com. If it's further down the road, chances are I can get you one still. Any other vehicle that you want, reach out to me as well. So Steve Welch, Beeman Toyota, beautiful downtown Nashville. Well, no longer downtown, beautiful just outside of downtown Nashville. You guys have a great day. We will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.